I want to talk to you about law firm advertising rules, and I want to specify the key regulations that lawyers should really follow this year. So let me give you a few background facts first. When you think about law firm advertising, I want you to think about a crucial conduit through which attorneys reach new people online and grow their practice all the time. So ads can really provide potential clients with information about a lawyer's services and help to create brand recognition. And based on research, around 40 to 50% of people start their search online. So your ads need to be top notch. Okay, if you want to really invest in law firm advertising, you got to be doing something top notch. However, you really need to understand that while doing advertising for your law firm, you need to adhere to a few crucial lawyer advertising rules because otherwise, as an attorney, you might get suspended or even disbarred for failing to follow certain guidelines. So you want to comply with ethics rules such as ABA Rule 7.3, very crucial ABA Rule 7.3, which really governs direct marketing, email marketing, and solicitation. I'm showing you on the screen here the ABA Rule 7.3, solicitation of clients. Okay, so what are the rules here? First of all, don't use the term expert when advertising. You want to refrain from that term all the time. Even if you're proud of your law firm's success, it's typically against the rules to claim that you are an expert or a specialist unless you have the formal certifications to back it up. This is the first and one of the basic lawyer advertising rules. Rules 7.2 of the American Bar Association notes that lawyers should not imply that they specialize in a practice area unless they've been certified by an ABA accredited organization authorized by their state, district, or U.S. attorney. So that's important. Okay, now U.S. attorney, U.S. territory, by the way. So a legal specialist in California, for instance, must have practiced law continuously for a set number of years, with a specific portion of that time dedicated to practicing that specialty. So make sure you check any webpage with expert or similar language to make sure you're not violating any law firm's advertising rules. Second, you want to avoid making false or misleading statements. That one is pretty straightforward. Okay, you do not want to really get into that sort of a problem. Otherwise, you'll be getting in trouble big time. Only provide testimonials at the client's permission. You want to really receive express permission from the clients. You want to really make sure that the client is okay with you using their data. And you want to keep away from direct solicitation of legal services. Very important. Okay. The ABA Rule 7.3 focuses on the attorney solicitation of clients and the regulations surrounding lawyer services. So that's really important. Next, you want to keep ad copies if necessary. You never know if something were to happen. At least you have some kind of evidence. Okay. And use disclaimers when inviting actors or spokespersons to advertise for you. So comply with lawyer advertising rules by adding clear disclaimers for non-attorney actors. Also, know whether you need to include your address because in some cases, depending on the content, you might need to provide your address. Okay, this vital detail provides prospective clients with a roadmap to your firm, fostering trust and accessibility. Also, know if you can use your trade name because in some states you might not be allowed to use your trade name at all. Okay, so the use of trade name in legal advertising necessitates a delicate dance influenced by the diverse regulations prevailing in different jurisdictions. So this requires an in-depth exploration to determine whether your creative trade name can take center stage in your promotional materials. And also, please don't bring up your competition directly. So lawyer advertising is really straightforward. So lawyer advertising rules prohibit direct competitor references to uphold fair competition and ethical standards. Okay, so don't really. The guideline demands that you have careful consideration. You actually make careful considerations to avoid ethical and legal pitfalls. So while acknowledging the competitive landscape is crucial, overly mentioning other law firms can lead to a breach of professional conduct. The rule is not merely about compliance, it's also about engaging in fair competition. Okay, so by actually steering clear of direct references to competitors, your law firm can project its strengths and unique selling points without compromising the ethical standards that underpin the legal profession. So, navigating this role ensures that your marketing endeavors contribute to a robust, competitive presence while adhering to the higher standards of professional ethics and legal regulations. So when you think about law firm advertising rules, you also need to think about state compliance. Okay. So state compliance, there are some key advertising rules for lawyers in different states. So advertising is an essential aspect of modern law practice, allowing your firm and other law firms to practice law while reaching target audience and communicate their services effectively. So let me first talk to you about the rules in New York. In New York State, law firm advertising and lawyer ads are subject to unique and stringent rules designed to ensure that advertisements are truthful, not misleading, and maintain the dignity of the profession. So one notable rule specific to New York is the requirement that all advertisements, including websites, must be pre-approved by a responsible attorney and retained for at least 3 years. Additionally, New York mandates that lawyer ads clearly disclose their attorney advertising status. Any statements regarding a lawyer's qualification or services must be verifiable and accompanied by disclaimers to prevent misunderstandings and among potential clients. So that's important to really think about it that way. You also have California. So accountability of law firm advertising in California. So in California, attorneys' marketing campaigns are governed by a set of unique rules aimed at protecting consumers and maintaining the integrity of the legal profession. And one distinctive rule is the requirement that any advertisement or solicitation that offers legal services must include the name and address of at least one attorney responsible for its content. This ensures accountability and transparency, making it easier for potential clients to verify the legitimacy of the advertisement. So that's really critical. Additionally, California mandates that all communications about a lawyer's services be truthful and not misleading. Okay, so you got to be really clear there. And also, one thing I want to say here is that when I talk about not misleading, you got to have specific prohibitions against guaranteeing outcomes or making statements that could create unjustified expectations. Lawyers are also allowed to pay the usual and reasonable fees or dues charged by a legal service plan or a lawyer referral service as permitted by the rules of professional conduct. What about Texas here? Texas, you have pre-approval of attorneys' ads in Texas. In Texas, lawyers' advertising and attorneys' ads are subject to specific rules designed to uphold the integrity of the legal profession and protect potential clients from misleading information. So, one unique requirement in Texas is that all lawyer ads must be submitted to the Advertising Review Committee of the State Bar of Texas for approval before they are disseminated. So, this pre-approval process ensures that the content complies with the state's advertising regulations and maintains the profession's ethical standards. Texas also mandates that all ads contain the name and office address of at least one attorney who is responsible for the content, ensuring accountability and transparency. So that's really important. You also have Florida. So Florida, you have pre-filling for lawyer ads in Florida. In Florida, lawyer ads are governed by distinctive rules designed to protect consumers and uphold the integrity of the legal profession. So one unique requirement in Florida is that you have a mandatory filing of all advertisements with the Florida Bar for review at least 20 days before the planned use. And this pre-filing rule ensures that all lawyer advertisements comply with the state's strict standards, which are intended to prevent misleading or deceptive content. Okay, so and additionally, Florida mandates that any communication about a lawyer's services, including let's say digital and print media, clearly state the name and office location of at least one attorney responsible for the content, ensuring accountability and transparency. You got to have those two things: accountability and transparency. Okay, and lawyers, if you are a lawyer advertising in Florida, you must also adhere to rules regarding reciprocal referral agreements, which must not interfere with the lawyer's professional judgment. And this should not also be exclusive and require informing the client of the agreement. Let me talk to you about Illinois here. So, Illinois, you have prohibition on misleading statements in lawyer ads in Illinois. In Illinois, attorneys advertising are subject to specific regulations aimed at protecting consumers and ensuring the integrity of legal communications. So, a unique aspect of Illinois' advertising rules is the prohibition rather on using any false, misleading, or deceptive statements in advertisements. Illinois also mandates that all advertisements must be factually accurate and not create unjustified expectations about the results a lawyer can achieve. Additionally, lawyers in Illinois must include the name and office address of at least one attorney responsible for the content of the advertisements. And so, this also, when you think about it, this ensures accountability and transparency over time. So that's really quintessential. And Illinois, and this is another important element I need to add. Illinois also requires that any advertisement mentioning a lawyer's achievement or even past results must include a disclaimer clarifying that these results do not guarantee future outcomes, right? The past doesn't guarantee the future. That's important. And this helps to prevent potential clients from forming unrealistic expectations based on previous successes. Furthermore, Illinois prohibits the use of testimonials or endorsement for that matter. They are not based on actual experiences of real clients, ensuring that all promotional content is truthful and not misleading, not prefabricated. It has to be real. So you have restrictions on dramatic portrayals. So another distinctive rule in Illinois is the restriction on portraying dramatic scenes, reenactments, or using actors to impersonate clients without a clear and conspicuous disclaimer indicating that they are not actual clients. This rule helps maintain the authenticity of the ads and prevents the public from being misled by staged representations. You also have a rule that really focuses on maintaining ethical standards. So let me give you a few perks here. So what are the key benefits of lawyer advertising? Let's talk about that. So advertising your firm gives you exposure by putting you in front of potential clients who may not have heard of your practice before, but need your services, reaching new audiences and increasing traffic. It's all about revenue boosting. It's all about lead collection. It's all about qualifying those leads. So clearly, law firm advertising can help you get a boost in terms of brand exposure, but also revenue generation. And advertising your services can help existing clients find you when they need legal advice or help with a legal issue. This really allows you clearly, if you think about it, from a scalability point of view, actually put your law firm on the map, on the competitive map. It also allows you to capitalize on current relationships and turn them into repeat customers, thereby increasing quality marketing leads. And advertising also provides an opportunity to increase revenue and ROI if you think about it. I mean, as Henry Ford famously said, stopping advertising from saving money is like stopping your watch from saving time. So once you stop advertising, the profit stops, the leads stop coming in, and the exposure decreases. So you got to keep the machine on and on and on. And another thing I want you to think about is that lawyer advertising makes it easy to track and measure results using modern analytics tools to assess website traffic and conversions. And you got to be in this analytical journey, if you will, to really have a clear idea of what works and what doesn't work. And when you analyze your metrics properly, this helps you decide where and how to invest your resources for maximum effectiveness, especially if you are trying to get things done the right way. Okay. And one thing I also want to say is that you want to make sure you are in the right mindset when you have this when you put this method in place. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting time and energy and resources actually the wrong way. So remember that you get exposure. So when you advertise, you get exposure. You are able to help existing clients. You can solidify your relationship with existing clients. You also have an opportunity through advertising to increase ROI, to increase also revenue, and you also are able to track and measure results using tools that help you identify whether a strategy is working or not. That way, you can tweak things as you go along. Let me give you a few tactics here. So basically, you, here are top tactics for busy lawyers if you want to bring in more clients this year. So you have attorney pay-per-click advertising. That's really crucial. So PPC for lawyers is an online marketing model in which advertisers pay when users click on their ads. Attorneys can set an advertising budget for how much they want to spend on each click. PPC campaigns have two components: the search engine advertising platform and the ads themselves. On the search engine side, law firms can create ads like Google Ads that show up in response to certain keywords tapped into search engines such as Google or Bing. These ads are then displayed on various websites and apps based on the keywords used. On the ad side, law firms craft compelling copy with an enticing call to action to get users to click through and visit their website or a contact page. So PPC advertising for law firms includes the following components: keyword selection, ad copywriting, bid amount set, campaign management, tracking, and reporting. You also have social media ads for law firms. So you have Facebook ads, for instance, really fantastic. Facebook has about 3 billion active users. That's pretty huge. You have LinkedIn ads. LinkedIn is one of the best lawyer advertising platforms for law firms. Although the price of LinkedIn advertising varies depending on the advertiser, LinkedIn requires the businesses bid a minimum of $2 for cost per click and cost per mail campaigns. Okay, on Facebook, the cost is around $1 to $12 for every 1,000 impressions. You also have Twitter, now called X ads. So this is another great platform for increasing your exposure. So users are presented with Twitter ads through bidding. You are responsible for setting the price you pay for each billable action. The average cost range varies from the type of Twitter ads you have. On Twitter, now called X, sponsored online advertising typically costs between 25 cents to $2 per action, while Twitter, now called X, follower advertising typically costs between $2 and $4 per follow. You also have Instagram ads. So Instagram offers businesses the option to display advertising at an average cost of 20 cents to $2 per click. So like organic material from other Instagram accounts, this advertisement appear in users' feeds, stories, and explore pages. So that's pretty good. You also have legal directory law firm advertising. Okay, so here I'm speaking about you advertising on Avo, for instance, on Yelp, or even Google My Business. So when you think about Avo, Avo is a directory of lawyers with client ratings and reviews. With its extensive database of attorneys and in different practice areas and geographic locations, Avo for lawyers makes it very easy for potential clients to connect with you and actually with you and get your firm's name out there. Yelp is not industry specific, but includes many business profiles, allowing clients to review law firms. It allows firms to list their information and contact details and write reviews and testimonials from past clients. So, Yelp for Lawyers provides a great way for potential clients to learn more about a firm and decide if it fits their needs. You have Google My Business. That's also really great. Okay. You also have Bing Places. You have, You have Apple Maps, you have YP.com, Justia, state and local bars. So you have a lot of places when it comes to creating some kind of flexibility here. Let me give you, before I close to this conversation, a few hacks on improving your attorney advertising efforts this year. Okay, what you want to do here is that you want to invest on SEO. You want to invest in SEO and local SEO as part of your law firm marketing. So make sure that your website is mobile friendly. Ensure your law firm ads have relevant keywords related to your practice areas, and make most internet users actually have a short attention span. So it's important to keep your lawyer commercials as close to the homepage as possible. And also, you want to ensure that your website loads quickly. Okay, that's important. And you can also try a podcast to advertise your legal service. You never know. You can also try email marketing. Email marketing is actually a long-term advertising strategy. It's not a short-term thing. It's a long-term thing. But long story short, you want to really have a situation where you incorporate advertising in your law firm marketing plan from the get-go, and you do this consistently. So, as a coda here to this conversation, I spoke to you about law firm advertising rules. I gave you the background facts. I spoke to you about the rules, spoke a little bit about state compliance for New York, California, Texas, Florida, Illinois, the perks, the tactics, the hacks, and now the coda. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.